My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, we praise and thank the Lord who has gathered us as one family, as one community of faith on this special occasion when we just enthroned the holy veil of the holy face of Jesus of Manopello. Let us begin our reflection on the gospel. According to the account of St. John, early in the morning of the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and saw that the tomb was empty. So she ran to the disciples. Peter and the beloved disciple ran with her. And who got first into the tomb, that area? The beloved disciple. But he allowed Simon Peter, to enter first. What did they see? Both of them saw the burial cloths in the tomb. The cloth that covered his head and the burial cloths that covered the body. Ganoon po ang kostumbre nila noon sa paglilibing. Ang buong katawan binabalot ng tela na panglibing. Pero merong bukod na tela mas maliit para sa ulo, para sa muka. Peter and the beloved disciple saw the cloths. But there is an important detail. The cloth that covered the face was not with the other cloths that covered the body. The cloth that covered the face or the head was rolled up and put in a separate place. The interpretation of Mary Magdalene was that robbers, thieves came in and took the body of Jesus, leaving the cloths behind. So yun ang isang interpretasyon. May nagnakaw. What was the reaction of Peter? We do not know, according to the gospel. But there is an important detail. The cloth that covered the face was not with the other cloths that covered the body. The cloth that covered the face or the head was rolled up and put in a separate place. The interpretation of Mary Magdalene was that robbers, thieves came in and took the body of Jesus, leaving the cloths behind. So yun ang isang interpretasyon. May nagnakaw. What was the reaction of Peter? We do not know. According to the gospel, he saw and he left. Bakit kaya? That's a mystery. Okay? But the beloved disciple, he saw the burial cloths scattered there, and he saw the cloth that covered the head folded, rolled up in a separate place, and according to the gospel, he saw and believed. Three different reactions. Some will say, nakapasok ka magnanakaw. In fact, later on, Jesus will appear to Mary Magdalene, and Mary Magdalene would not recognize Jesus and mistook him for the gardener and said, "Uy, gardener, baka ikaw ang nagnakaw, ha?" Saan mo ba dinala ang katawan? Yung pala, si Jesus na. Okay? So there was a journey on the part of Mary Magdalene. Peter will believe later on in another apparition, but the beloved disciple believed. When you are in love, you believe. The eyes of faith and the eyes of love. Sino nga namang magnanakaw ang may oras pa na, teka, i-fold natin ng maayos yung cover sa ulo. Ayan, Pag nagnanakaw ka, nagmamadali ka, makatakas. Hindi mo na aasikasuhin yung i-fold natin ng maayos. That small detail was seen by the beloved disciple, and his love reminded him of the promise of Jesus. On the third day, I will rise again. And for him, one sign was that cloth that covered his head. Now, up to now, the holy veil of Manopello receives different reactions. Some say, oh, it's impossible. Some say, oh, maybe that was a painting done by somebody else. Some say that was stolen and then given to another person. But some, out of love and out of faith, say, we see the face of the Lord. So my dear brothers and sisters, this is an invitation to faith. An invitation to faith that is nurtured by love. When love is strong, you believe. When love becomes weak, you begin to doubt. Until love is made firm. Pwedeng malaman sino po dito ang may asawa, who are married here. Oh, ayan. Yeah. Ay, sister? Ay, hindi pala, katabi niyo pa. Akala ko kayo, yung katabi niyo pala. Sorry ha, sister. Ganyan. Okay. O, di ba ho, kapag yung pag-ibig nyo matinding-matindi at matatag, pag tinanong nyo sa asawa nyo, saan ka galing? Sa Adoration Chapel. Naniniwala kayo. Ba't amoy alak ka? Pinainom ni Father sa akin yung blood of Christ. Dahil mahal nyo, naniniwala kayo. Pero kapag yung pag-ibig ay medyo, kapag may nakita kayo, may sinabi sa inyo, hindi kayo agad naniniwala. So let us ask for that grace of love and faith so that we could see clearly, we could recognize the presence of the Lord. It is not just through science. It is not just through rational explanations, even if they are needed and are helpful. But in the end, it is a loving heart that believes, that is willing to see the face of the Lord. Now I go to my second and last point. Our culture today has a crisis in the area of face. Malaki ang krisis ng mundo tungkol sa mukha, face. Ang dami hindi matanggap ang kanilang mukha. Ba't kayo tumawa? Nangyayarin ba rin dito yun sa Cagayan de Oro? Oo, sabi niya, yes. Sa crisis, parang we see our faces and we see only things that we can complain about. And the sad thing is, we allow ourselves to be affected by these advertisers that make us feel insecure so that they can sell their products. Your skin is not shiny enough. And then you look at yourself in the mirror. Okay naman. The following day, parang hindi nga The third day, ay oo nga, dry. Ano nga yung product na yon? Let me buy. Ayan. Oily na nga ang mukha mo eh. Hindi mo na kailangan yan eh. But you allowed yourself to be fooled and to be made insecure of your face. And some spend money, save money in order to revise their faces. Injection dito, injection doon, hiwa dito, hiwa doon, and then hihingi ng discount sa doktor. So 50% discount, kaya kalahati lang yung inayos, yung kalahati hindi. Sabi mo 50% discount eh. Kasi naman ano bang problema mo sa mukha mo? That's God's gift. And now, it's becoming worse because of some technology. Anyone could take a photo of you and through technology also change your face or make variations of your face. Sometimes you look comical. Sometimes you look horrendous. Sometimes you look, I don't know. But now I see, who has given these people the right to tamper with my face? But you do not know who is doing it. The face of the human person is becoming a battleground of different consumerist, dehumanizing forces. Isaiah, in the first reading, described the face of a servant of God who will suffer out of love. His face will be marred, will be wounded because of the hatred of those who are against him. But according to Pope Benedict XVI, that is the most beautiful face. The face that human beings did not want to look at. But this is the face of someone who loved. Someone who accepted the wounds of others so that our faces will be renewed. And that's a beautiful face, the face of someone who loved until death. Huwag na po tayong gumastos. Wag na po tayong magkonsulta ng kung ano-ano pa. Gusto niyong gumanda ang inyong mukha, magmahal. Katulad ng pagmamahal ni Jesus. Love makes you radiant. And even when they say your face is not the perfectly concocted face, if it is filled with love, that is the most beautiful face, like the face of Jesus. And Jesus is inviting us to look for His face embedded in the faces of our brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, Jesus' face is often ignored because the face of Jesus is present in the faces of people whom society considers ugly, marginal. The poor, the hungry, the helpless, the prisoners, the abandoned, the refugees, the victims of human trafficking, those who are denied fairness and justice. Their faces are avoided by others. But they bear the beautiful face of Jesus. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. When I was a stranger, you welcomed me. When I was sick and in prison, you visited me. There should not be any crisis in the human face. The Son of Man assumed the human body and the human face and made His human face a work of divine art, because it is a work of love. And now He shares His face to all of us. Will we accept His face? Will we allow His face to renew our face? And will we see His face among those whom the world doesn't want to look at? We hope that the presence of the Holy Veil, Volto Santo of Manopello, in this chapel, in this church, and in the Archdiocese of Cagayan de Oro would lead us to look at our own faces, to look at the faces of our brothers and sisters, and see the face of God. You will be changed when you see the face of Jesus. No one sees the face of God and lives. Yes, you will die to the old self, and you will live a new life when you see the face of Christ. Pakitingin nga po yung katabi nyo. Ayan. Oh, ayan. Wow. Parang masaya kayo, no? Na nakita. Yeah. So, when you go home, please, no, give a respectful smile or greeting to every face that you meet. For all you know, that is Jesus coming to you and showing His face to you.